Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Let's take a look at the Dark Falcon. This is the Dark Falcon, set 75389, ages 10 plus, with 1,579 pieces. It is part of the Rebuild the Galaxy sub-theme of a show that we have yet to see, but you can see the bannering on the box. It's something from our wildest dreams here. It is a black Millennium Falcon. Before we get into the ship, because there's a lot to talk about, let's go ahead and go over the minifigures first because they are really cool. To start off the list here, we have Bounty Hunter C-3PO, which I think is a pretty funny take. It's also a great way to get another Protocol droid C-3PO that's actually different. He has great amount of printing, legs, toes, torso, even the arms, where he has this black arm here, which looks very cool. His eyes are red. I think that we were all hoping to get a red-eyed C-3PO back during the Rise of Skywalker. So here we are. Look at that printing, really good. Overall, I think this is a great C-3PO, and I don't have any complaints. This is Darth Dev, and I assume he is one of the original characters from the show because I know absolutely nothing about him. I do like the coloring around his eyes. It looks like he's about to turn into a Sith, and so I appreciate that detail. His outfit looks really cool, despite me having no idea who he is. He looks like a Sith to me. He has one dark silver arm, and then one arm that is colored. To me, that looks a little bit odd. I don't really know the reasoning for this. And then he does come with a spongy cape, and he should have printing there on the back, albeit slight, as well as, oh, there's Happy Dev. There is non-corrupted Sith Dev. You can see now the difference between the eyes. Yeah, I like that. And here we have Darth Ray, another one of those minifigures that people didn't expect to ever get. I think that this show is a great excuse to see some of these wild fan fantasies come to life. I think that even though it is a spin-off show, that's one of the great things about it. We'd never get a Darth Ray in any other set, so I really like that. However, I will critique the fact that if she was a Sith, she better not be named Darth Ray. That is so lame. Anyway, and she looks like the movie. She's got her double lightsaber there. Unfortunately, no mechanism to turn it into two blades, but that's okay. She has pupilless eyes and a spongy cape, and a pretty plain torso, no printing on the legs or anything, but I don't really mind in this instance, and just a little bit of printing there. She does have a secondary face print of just a slightly angrier Rey. And here we have him, the man himself. I think the one that is definitely the wackiest out of this whole thing, and one that nobody would ever make. I mean, they've never even made an action figure over Darth Jar Jar, and it became a joke around the sequel trilogies. And here it is in Lego form, certainly one that people never expected to see. I really like him. He has angry eyes, but I would wager that they're not really Sith eyes. I mean, they kind of look yellow. I like the attention to detail on the eye stalks because that's such a tiny place to print. I think Lego did a really good job with that. And then he has a Sith-like torso, which looks really good. I wish he had printing on his pants, but he does come with a double-bladed lightsaber as well as whatever he's holding in his hand. And then there's the back. And there's the printing on the back of his torso. And here we have Beach Luke. This is another great Luke Skywalker. Again, though, it's sad that we don't have printing on the blue milk. I don't know if we're ever going to get that again. I think we only got that from the Luke Skywalker, the blue milk Luke polybag, but it would make sense to have it here. Obviously, something has happened, and Luke is just probably some sort of Tatooine dwelling boho hippie kind of guy is what he looks like. I like the print for the sandals, and it looks like he's wearing some cargo pants. I really appreciate the detail on his necklace there. That is the necklace that Anakin carved and gave to Padme, now in Luke's possession, which is really funny. And then the shirt is amazing. He's wearing this sleeveless shirt, and the printing detail on it is just nuts. We've got his home on Tatooine with a wave, R2-D2. You can see Porgs there. They didn't need to go so hard on this jacket, and they did, or this shirt rather. And then he does have a secondary face without the sunglasses, and he looks maybe like he's feeling a little awkward or something. But I also like how he's got the kind of non-shaved look, so he's got a patchy kind of beard, and he's almost unrecognizable as Luke Skywalker, but I love it. It's so funny, and the detail on the printing that they put into this is really good. I also appreciate the belly button. And then simply we have a really cool figure with Jedi Knight Vader, and this was actually done as a concept in comic books a long time ago. They've made an action figure of this version of Darth Vader. Definitely not something that you'd ever expect to get in Lego, but I really like it. It is super cool to see what Darth Vader would look like if he had all white armor. And so it is basically the same print, just in white. He has a white spongy cape, which I like. I like all of the capes that come in this. And I think that one thing is missing is people thought that maybe he would have like the blue lenses on his eyepieces. And I think that that would have looked really cool if they had just made a very subtle blue, but his mask looks kind of blank. I don't know, undefined. And maybe it's because I'm used to it just in black. Seeing it in white is different. But he does also have a different face print, which is amazing. Look at that nice, happy Luke with eyebrows like Sebastian Shaw. So I really like that. I think this is a great figure inclusion. And again, so many of these figures, absolutely all of them, minus Darth Dev, who I don't know who that is, would never have come into fruition without this Dark Falcon set. So pretty cool. Alrighty, minifigures aside, and here we are. Here is the Dark Falcon, which sounds like some ship other than the Millennium Falcon. It sounds like a name for a different type of ship. But yeah, it's the Dark Millennium Falcon, the Black Millennium Falcon, and just as the name applies, it is black. We have a little bit of gray and some red, and we don't really know how the Millennium Falcon turned into the Dark Falcon. We just know now that it is an evil ship, and it's kind of a fun play on it. I mean, some people really don't care for this, but I think that it's fun. I mean, people have been doing like mocks of Millennium Falcons forever now, like since the Millennium Falcon came out, and there are definitely evidence of people doing dark-esque Millennium Falcons, which I think is really cool. And you could, you know, I mean, this one is the Millennium Falcon just turned black, but it could be a different version of this freighter too. I don't know. You could do whatever you wanted with it. And so like it or hate it, it's still pretty unique. And we haven't gotten a Millennium Falcon now since 2019. I think that that is a good amount of time. I think that Millennium Falcon from 2019 is actually still technically not retired, which is just nuts to me. Anyways, they are built very similar. I'll show that towards the end of the video because I do have the 2019 one. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. All right, so as mentioned, it's got some gray and red along with mostly black. People talk about it being, it's going to be a big dust collector, and I don't disagree here. We do have some stickering on the back. The way they chose these vents to be stickers this time around is kind of interesting. A little bit of greebling, not too much. Fun little note is this little Death Star cannon dish on the Millennium Falcon, and of course a very pop-out element being the cockpit being in red. I really like that translucent red. So there we are. We have our blasters off the top as well as the door that extends up so that you can have the shooter pod for up both top and bottom blasters for the Millennium Falcon. That's pretty common. They have just redone that just a tad bit. And then that's basically the outside. We have on the back, you can see the engines. I don't think that this is my very favorite build of the engine. I like the 2019 one better, I think. I don't know. It looks cool, all red. I mean, that's for sure. That's definitely a different take. And we have some greebling along the sides and edges where the engine is not, but really cool. Definitely looks nice. I mean, again, though, it is going to get dusty. So like the old one, the 2019 one, it opens up in a section of pretty much 4 panels. This one, though, doesn't seem as clean. You have to kind of pull the panel out because there's like this lip that'll get stuck. I don't know if I like it very much. And so you can flip all of the panels out. They have some red detailing on the inside here, just like that. And then you'll pull the front of this forward. And then you can open it up and take a look at everything inside. And I don't know if this one is more filled out than the 2019 Falcon, just simply because this back quadrant here doesn't really have anything. But I will show you what it has. We have at the very front Jar Jar Binks, or Darth Jar Jar, in his big bad guy chair with a computer console in front of him, which are made from stickers, and that looks really nice. Over to the side we have some beds, and I just put Bounty Hunter C-3PO. He's turned off right there, but I do like the beds. I think it looks nice. That's definitely not the normal location for them. And then down this hallway you'll notice a little green surfboard, which is a funny thing. I think that that probably belongs to Beach Luke. And then my favorite part of the inside of this Falcon is the gaming area. We have the holographic chest now in video game form with a video game controller. That's definitely going to be one of the, if not the only video game controller we'll ever see for LEGO Star Wars. And it looks like maybe the game console behind it there in white. And then the seats themselves are stickered, which is nice. We have the hyperdrive, which is a sticker and looks all bad and red and corrupted. And then we have a very interesting piece back here, which is actually like a jail cell for, I assume, Jedi Vader. That's the only person that I would imagine would go in there, and it's kind of weird, and it's really rather hard to access him from, but nonetheless, he is there, and that is the purpose of that. And then we have nothing on this end other than, I don't know if these are canisters of coaxium or if they're holograms or holocrons. Darth Jar Jar is supposed to be holding one, but I don't really know what they do. So all panels flipped up. We have quite a fun little interior, and I love that you can put the minifigures in, and we'll compare that to the 2019 Falcon here shortly. And I do also really like and appreciate the fact that this Dark Falcon was done with one singular instruction manual book. I personally like that, and I get that this is not going to be for everyone, but I have to say that the minifigures on this are really, really good, and you might end up paying really close to the price of this just to get the minifigures. So for me, I was like, well, I have room. So it was something that I definitely didn't mind picking up. It makes me excited to watch the show because I have no idea what's going on, and I am very interested in seeing this show. Hopefully it's better than some of the others that we've seen. I think that personally LEGO has done a pretty good job recently with like their shorts and LEGO content. So that's basically the review of this. Let me show it against the 2019 Millennium Falcon. All right, and my Millennium Falcons barely fit on my review table here, but you can hopefully see the similarities between them. I think that there are quite a few. My 2019 ones have collected some dust, and then we will take a look at the interiors with the panelings just side by side so that we can see what's going on. And definitely they've changed some things around, which is fine. That makes it interesting. To me, that makes it more worth buying because it's not just an exact replica inside. People complain about this being a black Millennium Falcon, but all we ever get is the same Millennium Falcon over and over. And so I appreciate the creativity that goes along with this. And so you can see that they are built relatively similarly. I personally think that I like the Dark Falcon's interior a little bit more. To me, it just seems more interesting, I think, overall. So there's that. But I think that overall, it's really cool to see them together. I like it a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, I will catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.